The Conductors Institute of South Carolina has been a program that I've waited for my entire life. You get practical experience every single day with a professional orchestra, and they're very good. You get wonderful coaching from the conductors here. They've been able to pick up on things in my gesture, and I see improvement in myself and the other students every single day. It's absolutely amazing.
So at the Conducting Institute here, we get to have a repertoire, and that's basically the music that we get to learn. We learn it at home, and then we get to come here and perform it in front of the orchestra. We get to test what we can't do at home. Sometimes in our room, we have this image in our head, but when we go in front of the orchestra, things are different, and it's really fun to be able to be in front of players that can perform the way that we are conducting, and we get feedback from the conductors here.
At the Conductors Institute, I've been exposed to a wonderful wealth of repertoire. Every day I get podium time to conduct either a string ensemble or chamber orchestra or even a symphony orchestra. I've never been able to do this as thoroughly and intensely as I've been able to do so here.
You give it away, you go 1, 2, 1, 2, and the audience is not surprised because they know it's going to be loud. So I go 1, 2, 1, 2, I come up a little bit. It's still the same tempo, but I come down on it rather than 1, 2, 1, up, down. Do you understand what I'm saying?
If you're not on the podium, you're scribbling down notes and you're studying your own score. You do get podium time every day, and then there's a lunch break, and then you get a session with Dr. Portnoy, which is a critique session, and then you get a session with the guest, whoever it may be at that point in time.
So all of your left hand cueing people who don't need cues is confusing everybody else. They don't need the cues. You can just look at somebody to give them a cue, and they don't need it anyway.
I think Victoria Bond put it great when she said your biggest teacher is your tapes, because we do video record every session that you're in there. So you get a lot of footage of you conducting. You get a third-person perspective on what would otherwise be something that you don't remember after you get off the podium. So that's really useful to evaluate yourself.
I think it's challenging, but in a really fun way. The conductors here are really nice and kind. They give great feedback, and they're very encouraging in a nice way. And I think that's very important as a young conductor, to have somebody that can help support you and give you good advice on the future.
One of the highlights of the Conductors Institute is you get experience working with all different types of repertoire: string orchestra, chamber orchestra, and symphonic orchestra repertoire, as you will hear. The other thing that is very unique to this program is you get experience working with composers, actually coaching you on how to conduct their compositions. So there's a focus on new music as well, which I think is amazing.